Hello everybody, this is Sonia. Now I've come on here today because I'm going to show you, this is going to be the start of how to make and complete the journal that's going to go in this cover, okay? Now I haven't quite finished the cover. I've actually put on these flowers that I made, sewed them down to make it a little bit more interest. Now I've got, I'm thinking about the next part of the thing I'm going to do is going to be fasten that down, hey, because that seems to be hanging there, and I don't want that to be falling off. So I'm going to do a series on making this journal, okay? Now it won't be exactly like the ones that I have done previously, but because I have a few more different bits and pieces that I've been thinking of that I'd like to put in them, and different ways of doing it. I'm just going to thread this piece of cotton back through here for the butt, and because the cotton's not very long, sorry, I'll put the needle through the hole first. I don't know exactly where this piece of thread comes from. I'm sure it's supposed to be fastened to something. I'm going to take it through the back, dear oh dear, and end it off. Sorry about that. So I'll get a drink in a minute, and I'll end this off here. So you know, we'll keep it fastened at the back. Make sure it's nothing, you know, that we needed. Now, so I've got a little tiny bit to go on here. I've got a few more pieces to add, but I'm going to actually measure this piece, this one, and see what size it is, so we'll know what we're working with. Now I showed you how to make one of these, okay? So you can either make a cover like this or the slow stitching one. I didn't know whether to use this one or the slow stitching one, but I think I'll use this one, okay, to make this journal. Now that's 9 inches, and I think that's a bit too big, so I'm going to be actually taking a bit off. I think I'll take a bit off it down on the bottom. What do you think? I'll just have to give that a look and see. Okay, so I'll take a bit off it, so it's about 8 inches. Right, that's good. And here we will need it to be about 6 inches. So if I just, when I've finished it, so it'll be 6 by 8. So we need to write that down so we don't forget, because that's what my finished size is going to be. Our finished size journal will be 6 by 8. Could get a little bit, I don't think it'll get bigger, but okay, so we've got 6 by 8 inches. Right. Now there's no, I have no idea how many pages I'm going to put in it, because when I do these sort of things, I just go along, you know. So this is going to be the cover anyway. So inside of it, I'm thinking now, inside the journal, I'm thinking I'm going to like to have things that, you know, like flowers and maybe even butterflies in as I go along, but we'll see what we'll do. All right, now for the pages, I have put them over here somewhere when I was going to use for the pages. I've got a few bits and pieces here that I want to put in the pages. Now I'm going to put a bit of music paper in amongst it. Alright, there'll be a bit of music paper. So if you've got that, that'll be really good, or just some pages that you could use for journaling. Now, I mean, text paper is good. These won't be used for journaling. I'm going to use these, and I'm going to show you how we're going to use those. They're not going to stay plain like that. Yesterday I got these, a nice heap of doilies. So because the front of the book is made out of fabric, there will be fabric incorporated in there, plus laces and stuff. Okay, so you're going to if you get your stuff together, or when you finish watching me do all this, then you can decide whether you want to make one or not yourself. But I bought a really lightweight doilies. Really lightweight, you know, see? So they're very, very fine, and then they're not going to make your journal too heavy if you use them for pockets and what have you. So if you can get some of that'll be really nice. I'm thinking I might put a few of these in my store, in my Etsy, because I don't know, maybe I'll have them in my next giveaway. I don't know, some of those. But anyway, we'll look at that later, because we're going to get sidetracked too far in a minute. Okay, so I have always collect up books from the library and so forth. So you can either use your paper out of your pattern paper, or you can use inside pages. This, when I mean inside the cover of your books, you probably get a page that has got something on it, or it's plain, like, here's a plain one, here's a plain one. This one come out of the inside the front of the book. Look, I'm using some of that. This is a way to use up things, but not, it's not junk or stuff, you know. So it's bits and pieces. So there's a piece of this one here too. I've got out of this one. This all come out of one book. So these got nice colours on it, and then it just sort of can be used to put something over. But look, I'll show you what we're going to do anyway. This is the idea of what you can use. And this one here, this has got 2 pages. That one looks a bit yucky because it obviously had a lovely time wherever it lived, but I can cover that over with something. But they're the sort of page, that's where I've got these papers from. This one actually these come out of mostly out of one book. Or you can paint the pages, put a bit of paint on them. So that's what I'm going to use for that. I do have a bit of map paper. And then I've got, well, that one's a piece out of the front of the book too. But you can use also your pattern paper, and I think I'm going to be putting some of this one in here. I'm thinking about this one. I don't know, but I think it might be too light. Maybe I want to go with this brighter one. I was looking at it yesterday and I thought, no, yes, I think this is the one I'm going to use. I might just use one of these in there somewhere, you know. I think that'll look really nice. So I'm just going to put together today, to start with, I'll put together a bit of this. And plus I'll show you how to make, what else did I have to put in it, so we'll do that. Now, I'm going to have to pick out the papers, of course, that need to be. The pages will need to be at least 12 inches by 8 inches high, okay? So, I don't have the ruler I've got here hasn't got inches on it, I don't think. Oh, so let's look at that. Turn it over and there it is. That one's not big enough. This one is, look at that, just made it. Right, by 8. Pencil would be better to use than a biro. Here we go, got one. So I'm just going to cut this first one. It's not got to be straight if I don't look at it carefully, is it? And this is a very heavy one, so this could be the cover, the inside of the front of the cover. I think we'll put this bit. The reason I've got many of these papers is I've been going through all the books that I've bought over the time and taking out what I want and throwing the rest of them away because it's taking up too much room in your house. That mustn't be right, that first one. What have I done with that? This is like on an English ruler. What have I done with this first bit here? How come that's not the right thing? I'm not cutting, see what I'm doing over there, because it's over there way in front of me. Can't use my paper trimmer because it's not long enough that way, so I'll have a quick cut out with the scissors. Now I'm not going to bore you by cutting out every piece of paper, so I'm going to show you what to do to get yourself started with your cover first, I think. You don't have to, but you can make it later. But I've made these covers, so I've got some ready to put the journals into, so now I need to make the journals. And I don't know if I'm really cool having it that wide. I don't know if I really want it that wide because it just doesn't feel right to me. Let me see. So that's 6 inches, so I can take a bit off that bit. Take a bit off there. You can have it at 5.5, eh? Let's have 5.5 inches because I just think it's just a bit too wide. I'm not really happy with it like that. I'll be able to use this now to cut this bit. And I'll try and put at least one of these up every day for sure. Oops-a-daisy. It might be a little bit shorter than I had planned, but it doesn't matter if it comes over the side. When we do these sort of things, they can have a little bit of a... Okay, so that'll be... I'll use this as the start, and then I'm going to be putting this onto it later, okay? And if... so it'll be the cover. It won't be covered like that. I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. So that's the cover, righto. So now I'm a bit happier with that. So that's going to be 5.5, not quite, 5 and 3. 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So you can have a 5.5, eh? So that'll make it a lot easier. 5.5 by 8. Was I happy with that bit? That's not coming off because that's probably pencil and that's biro. Really brilliant, Sonia. 5.5 by 8 inches. Now, which is 20 centimetres. Which is, oh yeah, only 80, yep, right. I guess it's okay to have it that long because you need to be able to put stuff in it, don't you? Now, so if you get all your pages cut out the size that you want it to be to go with your, you can either start this first or you can make one of these sort of things or make whatever sort of journal cover you want and then start out with your journal, and then all you need to do is get your pieces of paper and cut them to fit. Now if they don't, it doesn't matter, right? Because if it's a partially junk journal, there should probably be some things in there that are... I always fold that and it's always crooked. It doesn't matter every time I do that. It's crooked. Okay. Right. Is it right now? Okay. Now look, see, it doesn't come across the edge. But that doesn't matter, okay? I want to use this piece of paper and the house is on there and it's upside down and everything. But that don't matter because I'm going to be putting stuff in here. And I'm just using this as because it's not very... It's a building of some sort. And in here there's little pictures, but they might be covered over the time I'm finished. I'm sure they will be, if I know me. So I'll just cut this one too. And each one you're going to be putting inside the other one like so. Okay? And that's just a tiny bit longer. So I might have made that a bit skewy. There's always trimming up to do after. I don't know what that noise was. Okay, so now I'm just going to continue on to do that. And in these here, I've got more here, which are going to be just right to use. So you can also put some plain pages in or get some coloured paper, which I have a fair bit of that anyway. Now, I also want to show you how to do your decoupage on your pieces of paper, because it is not that hard to do this on the paper, the serviettes, because I'll just show you. No good sitting here talking about it. Get on with it. I'll put this over here. Now, what you need to do, we're only going to use a glue stick today to do this, alright? We're going to have a glue stick. So these pieces are going to be used to put in the pockets, okay? So if you've got serviettes, you can get this, what I'm doing, okay, to put it in your journals, because they can be pockets and tuck spots and things like that. If you don't have a lot of pictures, which I have been collecting and fussy cutting. But this is another thing that you like to get started with if you want to. Now I have a real lot of flowers, okay? So I've collected up some flowers because there's a couple of different ideas that I've got to put into this journal. So I've got all these flowers cut out, fussy cut them. Now, well, I'll just show you these before I put them back, what we're going to do with this. Now, if you can't get your fussy cutting right down to the nitty-gritty, right down to the tiny little fussy cut, well, you still got a little bit of colour on the side, a little bit of white. Look, you still got a little bit of white on there, okay? You get your marker, because this is this is pointy, isn't it? It's flowery. So we're going to just colour that in. Just go along your edges. Fix the white bits. Like so. Oh, that's a green bit. We'll get off that. Okay? Because I find that it's nice to cut them out really fine, but you don't want the white pieces shown. Okay? So just go along with the white bits. Whichever colour is closest to what you're doing. I mean, this doesn't look too bad, does it? Yeah. Because I'll have to use a bit of green on where the leaf and that there is, see? But we're going to use that, okay? I've got to keep eye on the time because I don't want this to cut out. And that's what you do to colour your edges, so you don't have the white parts when you're fussy cutting. I've got a lot that I have cut out, so I'll probably only have a few. I'll need to put a bit of green on that leaf, or cut about a bit further. But that's what I did. I cut them out so they're ready to do what we're going to do with these. Okay, because this is how you put my journals together. Not necessarily how other people do them, because if you've seen my journals, you know that I have a lot of bits and pieces in them, because that's just how I like to make them. I've tried to do them with hardly anything and I just can't do it. I just get too stuck and I can't do it. So I've cut pieces out of old embroidery books that I purchased for 50 cents, you know, so that's a nice flower out of there. I've got these out of, I don't know, encyclopedia things or something to do with flowers, but there's a lot of there that I still haven't cut out. I'll show you. But if you just go and buy a book at your thrift shop with the gardening things in it, and hopefully you'll get flowers that you can cut out pretty plain, like pretty clear, so you can see them. These are actually pieces of embroidery on little round circles that I was lucky enough to find them, because I think what I'm going to do with them is going to be interesting. Okay, now I've got put that back in there, and we'll put these over here for the time being. So I just showed you what to, you know, if you can find any of these along the way, to grab some of those. Now the serviettes, well, I've got a few bits of them, so I've got a piece of white paper here, because I'm going to do it on the white. I think I did a piece of serviette one time and I put it on the, you just need a piece of copy paper, or if you want a thicker one, I think I used one of the pieces out of the inside of the book. I'm just going to have a mouthful of my coffee. The front covers, you know, off the front pages of the book. This one's a bit wrinkly, but you know what? It's art. It's all art to me. It's all going to be art. And I've got some serviettes in here that I really like the colours of, and that there's a rooster on that. I don't know if I'll put a rooster in. Let me see what this one is. Oh, look at that, isn't that awesome? I don't know if this is going to be the idea for this book, but it can be, because I do like a variety of things. I just don't like to stick with the same sort of designs and things, but I do like them to sort of go together. So you want to take all the backing off these to start with. Some of them have 2 bits, and some of them, see, this has got 2 extra pieces of tissue, which is good for wiping up stuff afterwards. So you've got to do that bit. And then you've got this part. So I want to have, I'm really liking the flowers, but I'm thinking it's going to be too much, too big. That's going to be too big, right, for my page, I think. What do you reckon? It's going to take up the whole page. But that's okay, I guess. I'll do it anyway. If we use it, we will. If we don't, it doesn't really matter, does it? Just want to show you how to put it onto here, which is extremely easy. And I think her name is Roxy Creations. I got this off of her channel because I was amazed, because every other time I've done this, I've used Mod Podge. And then when you put the Mod Podge over the top of it, it gets all sticky. It stays sticky, don't dry. This works just the same. I mean, if you're putting it onto something like if you're going to use it for, let me see if that's far enough though. Oh, we'll get a bit more here. If you're going to use it onto something, not a paper, not paper, you would use probably the Mod Podge, I suppose, or some wet glue or something like that. But this works just fine. It goes on there with wrinkles, and I don't care about the wrinkles. I really don't, okay? And this gives you a nice piece of paper, like that, because it just dried overnight last night. I didn't even have to leave it that long, because as the glue stick will dry, and this one's just a one that I get when they were school ones on special after the school kids go back, and that's all that I bought. And I've seen other ladies use all different sorts, and they've all worked, so I can't imagine that they wouldn't. So just a glue stick does this, and I did, like this has got this, just one piece on there, and I'm going to cut that to what I want it to be, and we'll show you that. And this has got 3 different sorts on this one, and they've just sat down there and they're stuck, and they look pretty good. Just like gives you a nice piece of paper, like it, doesn't it? To put in your journals if you haven't got anything, you know, that you want to. We will be making more paper, so don't worry. I mean, this is only, if you haven't got anything that you really like to work with, we'll be making more that you will like to work with. Okay, so get yourself a few of those done. You can put them in the journals, in the journal that we're doing, or keep it for something else if you want it for later. I might put a piece on the music paper. What do you reckon? We'll put a bit on here, see how it looks. We'll use a bit of music paper. This one here's not in English, so I can't tell you what it says. I don't know what language it is actually, so I'm just going to tear this. And I made sure that this one that I've got's not brittle, because some of these are really old and they do tend to be a little bit brittle. Now I put all that back away, haven't I? But I might bring it out again and see what. Oh, I don't think I'll use that one. I need something that's different to what I've got so far. How about that? Oh, I might put a piece of this one on something, did I? Yeah, I did. Doesn't matter if it's the same, will it? Yeah, I think I'll use this one here. Let me see how much we're going to see through here when we get it on there. Wait a minute now, we need a... Sometimes they only have one cover, but I think there might be two on this. And a lady used to put a bit of sticky tape on there and pull it and that'd come off. Oh, I can see the edge here, can't I? Maybe not. Is that edge going to come off there? Oh dear, come on, Sonia. It's supposed to be able to. There's my sticky tape thing here. Got it in the floor next to me. If the tape's not real enough, I'm not zero, dear. It's a wee bit heavy. It's up here beside me now while I get hold of it. It's okay, I'm just here plumping the sticky tape. Typical. But you can get a piece supposedly like this and put it down and it rips it off. It could rip the whole thing. Oops. I do love it when things go wrong. It's got a nut pulled off there. But look, I'm going to show you this is working because when I make mistakes, you'd like me to fix them, don't you? So I better fix this one. Where's this end of this sticky tape? Oh dear, there's nothing worse than losing the end of the sticky tape. This is something that happens, doesn't it? I'm fair here, so nobody gets scared. I'm serious. Nobody panic. Now I've got it. I think I've got it. Okay. So what you do is, if your thing doesn't want to come off, which it will, because look at that. Okay, so I better get one that's still stuck on. That's not going to work. It's not going to show you nothing, is it? Not going to show you anything clever. So you get the piece. Serviette. People call them napkins too, but I don't know why we call them serviette here in Australia. So you just get that and sit it on there, and it pulls it off, see? That piece of paper. I don't know if there's another one underneath that or not. I'll find out if I rip it, won't I? Well, it very well could be. Yeah, look at that. Look, see, it's right, it is there. There's another piece on there. I probably wouldn't have got it off there if I hadn't tried the sticky tape thing. So if you want to have a go at the sticky tape thing, try it on the side where you might not want the picture. So you need to take it all off because, especially if you're putting something behind you want to show through, you want to make sure that you've got all these bits off here. See? I probably haven't done that previously on a couple that I've done. If you're using a wet glue, I guess it won't matter because I don't think it'll come undone. The wet glue will soak through a lot of it. But if you're doing what I'm doing here now, we need to make sure it's all off. And this one here had two pieces too, so I'm going to take that off there. Well, all I've got is paper, eh? Place is covered in tissue paper now. I'll be using it for something later on. Okay, so I might just put... I wonder if you'll be able to see that through. You will. Look at that behind the bird. I've already got a nice bird. It doesn't matter. I'll do another bird. I might only do a small bit this time instead of the whole thing. Could have did the whole thing, just cut off what I wanted, couldn't I? So you can get, you can do this, right, where you've got your, there's only one piece of paper. I just want to put it under the bird. I just want to put it under the bird. So hopefully this will work. Put that down there, the size of the bird. Well, guess how big the bird is. I've got it about the size of the bird. Is that all glued? Glued, yes. And then you can go around. Now, some people go around with a wet wipe, and that'll break your paper away. I'm going to be really brave and try and get it around here like this. Okay, I might have to put a bit more under his beak. I don't want to lose that part of him. Yeah, I'm doing this while it's still a bit damp so I can pull it away and hopefully it'll look alright and we can make a tag out of him later or something. Righto, there you go, there, steady now. Whoa. Hang on now. Oh, there. Come on. Try not to make it look hard, I hope. I hope I'm not making it look too hard. Now I want to get closer. Don't pull him apart. Oh dear. Now if you used your wet wipe, which I've got one here, I don't have a lot. And that went on the floor. Yeah, that dampens it a bit. It does take it away, but I don't think the wipes as wet as I'd like it to be because the packet was open. Righto, now that looks good. I'm good with that. We probably don't want to take too much off, do we? What do you reckon? I've got to get this bit. You see what I'm doing? Righto. So now I'm happy that that's. I'm get it off with my fingernail because there's not that much glue on the outside edges of it. So that's going to work really well, okay? So hopefully while we're doing this, I'll be able to show you different things as we go. You know, as well as putting the journal together, we'll be able to learn different things. Oh, look at that, there's a songbird. Well, I think I'm really pleased with how that turned out. He's really cool, isn't he? Yep. And then, of course, we could do flowers or whatever, but we can use that a bit later on. We can cut that out, and we can use that as a tag or a tuck spot, whatever we want to do with it. And then I've got room up here to put another one. Now I don't know how long I've been doing this bit here for, but I might go, I think, and I will come back on here in a little while and I'll show you part 2 of the series of this, so you can work along with me while we do a bit of journaling. Alright, so thank you everybody for watching, and we'll show you how to make a journal in this series. Okay, bye bye.